Meantime, San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria says the city's approach to homelessness is working and plans to open a new shelter and safe parking lot near the airport will help.
But some people who live nearby are pushing back. Fox 5's Heather Lake is live to explain what's going on. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning. We just heard from Mayor Gloria and many city council members in District 2 and 3. So where we are right now is the H Barracks lot. It kind of looks like a demolition area because all of these buildings that used to be here are no longer here. It's rubble, but they are hoping to turn this into a safe parking lot, part of that program. Now, protesters out here today are very loud, very vocal. This area was closed off to the media, most of them upset that they couldn't actually be in this area to ask some of the questions that they have and to shout and holler the way they have been during this entire event. So I want to take you to some video just so you can see what this lot used to look like, the progress that's happening, and what they're hoping that this lot is as they start to move forward. Now, the biggest issue that we have is that as this budget starts to get put into place, it's for the 2025 budget, $170 million has to be reduced from that. How do you do that by still making all of these services for homelessness and trying to get people off of the streets and into housing happen? That was one of the big parts of the conversation. So this is what it looks like. This was back in November. What you're seeing right here, buildings have been torn down. Lots of progress still has to be made, and now work has to be done if this is going to be a parking space for San Diego's homeless population. Mayor Todd Gloria trying to make this happen by urging for more funding for services, shelters, and expansion of the safe parking lot program. All of the funds need to be allocated towards those programs that really need help in San Diego. All of that costs money, of course. So today he was asking city officials and council members to focus on these services as they start to wrap up the 2025 budget. For a little bit of background, that program, it offers people a safe and legal place to sleep in their vehicles while accessing services, all in hopes to finding a road to permanent housing options. This newest location would be able to accommodate roughly 200 vehicles, which would nearly double the size of that program. In addition to providing funding for the safe parking program, the mayor's budget includes funding for a large-scale shelter and services campus that would serve approximately 1,000 people at a time. Today, he spoke about moving forward with these programs, not hitting the pause button. Take a listen.
Recently, we received results from this year's point in time count. And while the data shows that homelessness continues to be a significant problem in our community, they also signify that we're beginning to turn the tide. We didn't see a double-digit increase in this year's numbers, and that's a relief, but we need to do more. This means that this is not the time to take our foot off the gas. This is the time to double down on the strategies that are in fact working.
So, a lot of these lots and the parking programs, they've been fairly controversial. Many residents living near the lots oppose the program because they believe it brings the homeless population to their neighborhoods. We spoke to the protesters this morning. They're still here right outside of the lot on the street, and they say meetings for these locations too, they're closed door. They want to have a say in where these locations would pop up. A lot of them, city council members meeting with lawyers and people in housing districts to make sure that these lots can be used for that space. Some are also saying that a 1,000-person shelter that is in the works in the city is not a good idea. So they all are very vocal today. You could barely hear the mayor speaking during a lot of this because, they want to be out here and they want their voices heard. As far as this site goes, back out here live, we're right in between Liberty Station and the airport. This would be a very useful lot for what many of these services and homeless services have said helps people get back on their feet. If this site is approved, it would be the city's 5th location. All of this, of course, being worked on as the city budget is supposed to be reviewed and finalized on Friday. And this is the budget for 2025. That's the latest near the airport. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio for now.
You're right, Heather. As the mayor was talking, I was like, who's yelling in the back? But yeah, you're right. Their voices, they definitely want their voices heard. Okay, thank you for that.